Yes.
All right, we're all set.
Okay, hola. I'm Leticia Smith. I'm the founder of Risas y Sonrisas Spanish for Kids. And I am here today to talk a little bit more about the online program. Last session, we talked about how all of our materials, the printed materials, interconnect with each other and how the program works. That was the first video. And then in here, I'm gonna focus more on the online portion of the program, which is what parents who don't speak Spanish will be using most, and it's where the students get to practice. It's like having a book with voice. Everything that's in our student book, you see we have everything in print and digital. So everything that's in here, I can probably show you, everything that's in here, you're going to see it in the online program. So if you can see here in the main menu, this that I have here in front is the main menu. We have it divided by themes. Some of the themes are like pronunciation or where it says gender. They explain some of the differences in the language, the Spanish and English. But other than that, most of them are vocabulary. It's going to be like a bank of vocabulary that you're learning for that theme, and some questions, frequently used questions and answers. So I was talking today, I was going to teach you the colors. I'm going to give you an example of how we teach colors and how you can practice them at home. So here, you start always with an animated song. This song, if you don't decide to buy the program, we have it in YouTube, and several people have been watching it in YouTube, so you can see it there. It basically teaches the colors. I'm just going to show little pieces because...
Red es rojo, blue es azul, yellow es amarillo, verde, green.
So if you notice, it's separating by syllables. You may think that this song is, you know, for very young children, but I want to emphasize that music is ageless. If you really want to learn something fast, don't focus too much on the tune. Yes, the tune is for young children, but it is a very fast way for you to learn those words in a way that is almost magical. So children, when you're singing a song, just think about when you learned the ABCs that you were just singing, that you were 2 years old singing it and you didn't even know what you were saying. Or when you see a poem that's turned into a song, how easy it is to sing it, and you don't have to memorize it. You just all of a sudden start singing it. Well, that is what music does. And so even if you're 15 or 20 or 5 or you're 80 years old, because I am teaching also as a group of senior citizens, and they are singing these songs for young kids and they love it. They are learning the vocabulary very fast. So first you sing with the animated song, then you have the option of teaching that song or learning that song with American Sign Language. The reason we use American Sign Language is to use hand movement. It's like a form of total physical response, which is used in languages a lot. It's connecting a hand movement to vocabulary or acting out something that we're doing. In the case of colors, they use a lot the alphabet to say the colors. So I think that for sign language, I rather show you, and I think I did this last time, right? Did I show you the animals? Because that is a really good one. So just go to the animals video and you can see the sign and sing for animals, and you see that this, like the ear is horse, the donkey is with the ear down, the horn is cow, the beard with the horns is a goat, the shears cutting the wool is a lamb. So it's very intuitive, and I highly suggest that when you're singing, try to go to these animated sign videos and learn the signs with your child or the students if you want. And then you can quickly say, what is this? El caballo, ¿qué es esto? El caballo, ¿qué es esto? La oveja, ¿qué es esto? La vaca. So it's like for quick reviews. Then you have the lyrics, so you can always go see the lyrics.
Los colores.
You can have the audio or just sing the song with the lyrics. Red es rojo, blue es azul. So you can sing it just without audio. We have an exercise where we combine the shapes. So we say corazón rojo, which that means red heart. And then rombo azul, rhombus blue. So we substitute redes for the shape. And so the students can be combining the colors with the shapes that are in the program. All these colors are in the shapes. And then the flashcards. This is where you are going to learn the vocabulary, or your child is going to learn the vocabulary, and where parents who don't speak Spanish will be using these matching flashcards to listen to the vocabulary that is in the program. So for colors, we have associations with anything that we do to help the brain learn, like putting pictures, music, movement, sounds, in this case, associations, that speeds learning, which is what we want. Instead of showing you a red card, I associate the color rojo to Santa saying, ho, 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 rojo. And then when you touch it, it comes down. You can listen to the audio.
Rojo.
You can bring the card and it matches. Oh, but you see, I don't want to do this just one at a time because this is counting as the only one that I did. You want to do them all. Oops. So here I'm going to try again. This is to give you scores, by the way. When you have the individual license, so if you buy the homeschool program and you add one individual license, that child starts generating scores for you to see what they're doing, what is the score in the games. So in this case, I'm going to do it again, but I'm going to bring them all down at the same time. That way I don't get that. And it doesn't matter what order you do it. They all come down. Did I leave one? No, ahí están todos. Okay, so now we have all the colors, and then you can start saying
Rojo.
So go find rojo. Oh, very easy. It's the very first one. So let me challenge, make it more, a little more challenging. Let's mix it up. You can mix it up as many times as you want. Now they're mixed up, and let's disappear, because this is like if they're still learning it, this is where they have the words on the top. Let's make them disappear. So now this is a true challenge because you need to listen to the word.
Morado.
Go find it.
Morado. Morado.
Oh, here it is. So you grab it. Oops, I'm sorry, I let it go. And you let it go in the square. So there is how you can practice your vocabulary. And then you can use this also for a quiz where you can go from 1 to 12 and have in a piece of paper, here are the words, write them in a piece of paper. Or don't listen to the audio and go find the word. Now that is a little more challenging. So you see, you're using one game and put it in different levels. Level 1, you're looking at the words, they're all in order, the audio is there, the words are on the top. But as soon as we disappear the words and we mix them up, now it's a little bit more challenging. And then if you want to make it the third level, like a little more challenging, like mastery, cover those words, and then they need to write them in a piece of paper. I mean, you can do this with your cards. By the way, the homeschool program has those same exact things that you see online. You have the cards, and the cards are, they have the word in the back. Morado, and the associations, I'm going to go over them with you. You can see how it's separated in syllables. Morado. You have to stress on that A because it's bold. You don't want to say morado or morado. You want to say morado. You stress on that A, morado. And then, since this is an adjective, that is something that we learn in the lessons, we can use it in masculine and feminine and plural. So that's why to say something is purple and the word is masculine, it's morado. And if the word is feminine, it's morada. And if they're plural, it would be morados and moradas. This concept is very easy to learn with our program because we color code the words. If you notice here, we have an O blue and an A pink. And that is an adjective that is going to go with a noun. And here is an example of a noun, the triangle, and this is the bingo game, by the way. So for instance, what do we have here? Círculo, círculo is blue, right? Círculo is a blue, I kind of have a hard time, oh, it's on this side. Círculo is blue. So we would say, if we want to say orange circle, we would have to say the word first, the noun, and then the adjective. So we would say círculo anaranjado, which is right over here on the color. You can say anaranjado, but if I chose the hardest color, by the way, but let's say the star. The star is feminine, it's a pink word. So we would say estrella amarilla. So you have to end with a. Now, let me talk about the association so that you see how quickly you can learn colors. Jo, 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 rojo. For green, we're gonna think of I'm gonna grab it here, and we're gonna think of a bear, and it's the day of the bear, but we say it bear day. Bear day sounds like verde. Blank, like, you know, like blank, right? A blank is white. Blank is kind of the way, the color. I think even the root for the word blank is the same. So blanco is white. Blanco, verde, rojo, jo, jo, jo. And then this one is, there is more shadow on a purple wall than on a black wall. That kind of makes like, more shadow. You take the sh away. Instead of saying more shadow, you end up saying morado, morado. The word mora means, what is it? Berry in Spanish, berry, mora. So it comes from berry, morado. We also can call it púrpura, which also sounds very similar to English purple, púrpura. So anyway, these are the ones that we have so far. Gris, we're gonna think about the grease coming out of a gray car, grease. Grease is gray, grease, like the grease coming out. Then we're gonna think of café, like coffee, café, that is brown, café. Then we're gonna think of the rosa as rose, you know, rosa. We can call it rosa or rosado. Rosado, rosed. That if you notice, there's some words in here like morado, rosado, and anaranjado. It means like berried, rosed, and oranged, because those are the fruit, the flower, and the berry. And that's why it has that ado, ada ending. And then the next color, we're gonna think of blue. This is Lassie. His name is Lasso. Lassie, Lasso is Lassie's brother. But nobody knew who Lassie. A lot of the people or little kids have no idea who was Lassie. So I just say, well, his name is Lasso. And Lasso, when you say it many times, Lasso, 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 you end up saying azul, Lasso, Lasso, Lasso. And Lasso sneezes, azul, azul. And that's how we say blue, azul. Lasso sneezes, azul. And that is the color azul for blue. Azul. And then for black, negro, we can associate it with no grow in the dark. If you are in a black, dark room, no grow is in the dark. And that is how we say in Latin America, the color black. It is not derogative in Latin America, it's good to say. So that is just a word that is used for the color black, negro. And then this is the one that is the longest word, and it's because it has the word orange. If you see the word naranja, naranja is how we say orange in Spanish, naranja. And we imagine you're saying Ana, like the girl right here, her name is Ana, ran hard. Oh, Ana ran hard. Oh, that's what it sounds like. The fact that I give you these associations doesn't mean that that's how they're pronounced. You're not going to say anaranjado or more shadow. It's just an anchor to remember for the very first time, more or less how the colors, what you can associate them with. But what's really going to help you learn the colors is listen to the song, practice these words. I'm going to start over again. If you want to start over, you just go like this. And then you can bring them all mixed up if you want to. Bring them all down. And there are my 12 words. We switch them And now I'm going to show you, and let's see, I'm going to show Megan a color with my cards, and let's see if she can tell me qué color es. So right now I'm letting her see the words, so you have the chance.
Oh, I need to remember. Is morado?
Morado, very good, morado.
Rosado.
Rosado, so you can even turn it around and make sure. And these are the ones that, if you notice, you have 4 choices because we have the masculine, and of course in one class I cannot talk about masculine and feminine, but I was associating it with our nouns that are blue and pink. So if we say corazón, corazón is a masculine word. So if we wanted to say pink heart, how do you think you would say pink heart? So it's like this, right? Or like this, yeah.
Corazón rosado?
Corazón rosado. But if it was the star, how would you say it?
I can't see the star. How do you say star?
Estrella.
Estrella rosada.
Estrella rosada, you see it has the A. There is a lesson for explaining this that I'm skipping, and obviously it's just, but it's just to show you, and I'm gonna go over that very quickly. This is kind of how we introduce them to colors. Now, if we go to shapes, which are right here, the flashcards, you're gonna notice they're blue and pink. And with the same thing, we can all bring them down all together.
So these are the shapes you were talking about before.
The shapes that were in the bingo game, because this is a lesson that's combined. Shapes and colors is combined.
I love all of the associations and all of the ways that you have built in so that you can adjust lessons to exactly fit wherever a student is ready for a new challenge or needs support. And it's so cool.
It is, because sometimes parents think, no, my kid doesn't understand pink, masculine, feminine, but because we have the blue and pink, they can remember, say, oh, esfera is not going to be esfera rojo, it's going to be esfera roja, or media luna roja, estrella roja. But all the other ones will be triángulo rojo, rectángulo rojo. So this is how the nouns and the adjectives connect. And here again, you can mix them, you can start again, and it's just to show you nouns and adjectives, how they will, they have to match in gender and number. So the way to understand this concept, I also have to go to another thing called Olimpo y Ana. So in English, to say the word the, it's only one word. In Spanish, we have 4 words to say the word the, because of masculine, feminine, which is boy and girl words, we could say. So we have el for one thing, so el gato, and then la for one thing feminine, so say the house, we would say la casa, or if it's more than one, los gatos, las casas. Everything in the program, there's audio, so we can say
el gato, los gatos, la casa, las casas.
So because of this concept, that's going to have an impact in the adjectives, because everything has to match the noun with the adjectives, and usually nouns go before the adjective. So so that's a little lesson in grammar. And if you notice, we have Olimpo, the word ends in O, Olimpo, those boy words, most of them end in O in Spanish. And words that end in A, like Ana, most of them are going to be feminine. So that is just like a very short grammar lesson and how we present it with tools that are more easy for children to understand. So that is, do you have any questions? This is just for colors and shapes. And obviously pronunciation, before I go into teaching them colors, I show them some of the sounds that we went over last time over here, so that we don't say rojo, the J in Spanish is always laughing. And we have words to practice those sounds so that we remember to read it rojo, ha ha ha, he he he, he he he, ho ho ho, hu hu hu. So words like this, let's say if I'm just telling you that J in Spanish is always laughing, you're not going to say Jupiter. That would be English. So in Spanish, how would you say this word?
Say Júpiter.
Júpiter. And I'm telling you where you should stress. Always where you see that little accent, that's called an accent mark. That means you have to stress, and that's why it's bold down here. And it's the red color is helping you remember that's the letter that we're practicing here. Júpiter. You want to say Júpiter. And if you want to make sure, if you want to see if you know what it means, guess what it means? Jupiter, right? So we just want to make sure,
Jupiter.
yes, it means Jupiter, and you can listen to the word.
Júpiter, Júpiter.
So this is how children learn to read in this program. We have all the letters of the sounds that are different in the language, that sound different, like J for in Spanish always is laughing. And that's pretty much how we teach the vocabulary and the pronunciation. And then something very important is that in every lesson you incorporate a conversation, so that it's not just, I know my colors, I know my numbers. No, you want to connect them to something meaningful. So if you go here, you're going to see questions and answers of frequent use. You go here to your Q&As, and here's an example. What is your favorite color? You can see this is what it means in English. What is your favorite color? Or what is your favorite shape? Forma means shape. You can listen to the question.
¿Cuál es tu color favorito? ¿Forma favorita?
So, ¿cuál es tu color favorito if you're asking your favorite color? Or, ¿cuál es tu forma favorita if I'm asking your shape? ¿Cuál es tu forma favorita? And the answer?
Mi color favorito es el verde. Mi forma favorita es el corazón.
So, my favorite shape is the heart. So, here is in English, so if you can see what it is in English. Now, why is this important? Because this question, once you know how to say, what is your favorite color? You can say, what is your favorite animal? What is your favorite food? Or what is your name? What is your address? What is your phone number? And that takes me now to the skits. So children are learning vocabulary, they're learning questions and answers. And then when they come to the skit, and that's where we're going now, the skits are in this icon down here. And one where you practice ¿cuál es tu? Notice here, what is your? What is so here?
Hola, ¿cómo estás? Bien, ¿y tú?
So you see, this is a question we learned in the program. Hello, how are you? Very well, thank you. And you? Welcome to Maxi. All of this, you have it in your workbook, you have it in your textbook, so that you can practice the skits in reading, and you can also practice them with audio. And you see, so here is the skit where Spanish is in one column, English is on the other column. So that way, when you're learning the skit, you also have something in print. This is also in the book. And the other thing that's very important is we give you all this guide on how to present each part of the program and for different age groups in the manual. But I was going to show you here the ¿cuál es tu? So you see how many times she asked, what is your name? What is your last name? What is your nationality? What is your phone number? So all this goes on in this skit that we present here. For you to understand how am I going to do all this it's easy for me to say because obviously I know the program, but for you, we created these theme cards. These theme cards are basically telling you when you're just introducing for the first time, the yellow is introduce. How do you going to do? You're going to go to your matching flashcards. You're going to listen to the words. You can go and do the sign and sing. We kind of guide you how to do this. What exercises in the workbook? I'm sorry, those are right. No, pronunciation doesn't have it in the workbook. It starts with colors. But we tell you what are the exercises in the workbook that you can start with. So if you see colors right here, what to practice when you're in introduction, what to practice when you are in reinforcement, and what to do once you know it. But mastery is our goal, is to get here. Here we tell you what are the downloads we offer in the online program. We also have what you get in print. You have to ignore what it says for schools because the schools get both the small and the big, but homeschoolers only get the small. So you're gonna get the same posters as the school, but you're gonna get them in letter size. And I highly recommend you put them inside these type of covers so that you can, they won't mess up. They will last much longer. It's like laminating them.
Yeah, I love
it's an easy way. And it's all the posters, everything you're learning online is in here. Everything that's in here is also in your book. So you see it's repetition in different formats. Everything that's in there, you have it in the workbooks. And in the workbooks, we give you the song lyrics in the front, right here. You get in the back, you get the cognates that are words that also you're learning parallel to the vocabulary. Cognates are words that in Spanish and English are similar. And that's easy vocabulary, like the words that we were practicing in pronunciation. Then we give you, again, repetition, but always with different things. So this is an exercise to practice the colors, another exercise to practice the colors, but it's the same pictures that the students have been mastering in their online program. They have it in the workbook. And so the card gives you the print material, what are the downloads, what do you have online, what are the games you have, what are the questions they're learning for that theme. And if you flip that card, like I have an example right here, if you were to flip that card in the back, we have games that are specific for that theme. So there is something called the colorines. Colorines are these cards that you can see here. Let me see if I can make these bigger so you can see it. Where is the magnifier? This is magnifier? No. Text. View, maybe zoom. Zoom to, oh yeah. Where zoom to?
If you do zoom to fit width, it'll make it the full wide, so it'll get rid of the gray on the side.
Ah, there we go. Now we can see, thank you, because that's what I needed to do from the start. So here you can see what we call the color tiles. It's a download that you just print, and the front are the shapes. The students color those shapes. They can color them the same as the book or the online program. They just follow that. And when you do it double-sided, the back will have a number. And with these cards in the back, if you see here, it tells you all the different games you can play with colorines, version 1, version 2, version 3. So just with those cards, you have a lot of games to play with the color tiles. So it's trying, what we try to do is try to create something where that repetition uses all the senses, and that repetition never gets boring, because it's always, maybe the child doesn't like to sing. Well, if he doesn't like to sing, maybe the games, maybe the reading in the book. We all learn in different ways, and we all should learn in all ways. But all those ways makes it fun and more interesting, but there will be one way that each of us will favor to learn. Like I said, singing or playing games, but that's what we try to give to you, is try to give you a package that has everything, so that you don't have to be buying lots of different things everywhere. This is like all the puzzle already put together for you. So I hope this helped you, and if you have any questions, you can always contact us. We are, let me see if I have it up here. Hold on, I would have to close this. Close current tab. Okay, this is like an example I was going to show you of the roadmap that you can follow for week 1.
You know what, this is perfect, because this was the question that I had. You were so good at going from piece to piece with all of that opening menu from the online program, looking at colors and starting with the songs and adding the signs and then going to the flashcards, and that progression, like you explained it so well, how it builds on itself and all of the different ways that you can work with each step. So my question was, if I'm not as adept as you are, because you were so good at explaining it, how do I know how to work through that? What is the instructor's manual kind of look like, and what are my resources as a parent hoping to lay out an introduction to Spanish for my kids, as well as you were explaining? So I know the resources are there. My question is, how do I know what to use?
What to use, yes. The cards tell you exactly step by step how you do it, like when you're starting from scratch. We wanted to create, and honestly, we started just selling to schools. Now the homeschools are just as important, because we have become very a lot of the community in the homeschool market really like this because they have more than just a book and a workbook that are so boring for the kids, you know, or just being in the digital, just getting and sitting in the computer repeating, that also gets boring. The fact that you have posters, pictures, bingos, all that makes it much more fun. And like I say, for the kids, it's very important to have all these resources. But as a mom, we wanted to create something that even a mom that doesn't speak Spanish or a teacher in a district, the same manual, we wanted to make sure that it would fit both. What happens is that this program is simple. It's building vocabulary through songs, games. You know, you activate that vocabulary with games and then connecting it to questions and answers. So they're building a lot of conversation skills through those questions and answers. Here, if you notice, your first lesson, we explained it very in a snapshot in this little line. But the rest of it is explained in detail right here. So you see, you can, and it tells you where to go, what page to go if you're talking about culture, or if you're talking about a specific thing in the lesson, it tells you what page. Like, for instance, play the game Word Chain. It's really good to learn the names of the students the first day. ¿Cómo te llamas? What is your name? My name is Leticia. And then you, ¿cómo te llamas? My name is Megan. So we're repeating the ¿cómo te llamas? Me llamo. ¿Cómo te llamas? At the end of the day, and this is for a school. And that's why we put here optional to learn students' names with greetings. So this is something that a homeschool mom can skip, you see, because you may be saying, no, we're only one child. I'm not gonna be going through what is your name, what is your name. There's gonna be more exercises ahead. But it's a great game in the case of a school to learn the names of the students that first day of class. So we kind of, what you do as a mom is you say, oh, I don't want to talk too much about, I don't know, the importance of learning Spanish. You can keep it as narrow or extend it as big as you want. We wanted a program that allows you the freedom to see how much time you want to dedicate to culture, or just leave culture for later, or just give a little taste. We give you the video to learn the songs of the country. So if you want, just listen to that so the student just goes like, wow, how many countries speak Spanish? Or really deep in and dive into each country and do research. So a teacher in 5th or 6th grade may want to do a little more depth in culture. But this is kind of how we present the lesson for the week. And if you notice, you present something, but then the student has to practice. And that part of practice, you don't have to be there. That's where they can go in the matching flashcards and listen to their song, play some of the games. You just introduce it, you practice a little bit with them, and then during the week, it's up to them. And then you can see how many times they went in there if you have the individual license. But that is basically what these two things I think are the most useful, the roadmap and then your cards that give you the ideas of what games to play and what to do once they have mastered. There are children that master within 2 classes the whole vocabulary. So you're gonna move from yellow to green, you know? So that's why we don't wanna have a program that restricts everybody to the same box. Everybody's different, and some kids learn very fast, other ones take a little longer. You adapt it to their own, it's very easy to adapt. As long as you understand, all the program is mainly building like a good foundation of big blocks of vocabulary and conversation. And as they grow, later on, they will be able to learn the sentences. And that's where what I did last time when I showed you, where is it? Right here. This is a goal that we want to reach at some point, this right here, where you're putting pictures together and you're building sentences in present, past, and future using all this vocabulary that they have learned. So this is advanced. This is where you can say, wow, my child is saying, I eat, or what? I write in the workbook of the school with a red pencil, or I wrote, or I will write, or I'm going to write, all of that with this one card in Spanish. And it's very easy because you insert the verb, and it's more fun than just working on a workbook when you have things that are hands-on. I hope I didn't overwhelm you with so much information, but all this information is well explained in the manual. The program is for homeschoolers is $299, and that includes 1 year of the license with the content. If you want to have reports, then you have to add for your child an extra license, and that's $12 per child per year. So it's $1 a month for them to be able to give you reports. That is something that I don't know if we probably don't have time, but in the online program, you can go and do quizzes like here. You know, you go here to class, and I can show you in my beginner Spanish class, the quizzes that I created. I created this one with audio. So they listen to the color, and now this is the creator. So this one, obviously, amarillo is right here, and this will be morado. But for the quiz, it mixes them up. So the child listens to it, and then the lines start to appear when they match the audio to the picture. The same happens with the vocabulary. So if we go back to quizzes here, where is it? I'm new at this, to be honest. This is some kind of a, we go to, oh no, I know, we have to go to class. Class is the class that I'm teaching, and we go to quizzes, and now this is the one where we have the words matching the colors. And this is actually colors. I didn't put the ho and the lasso because I was giving that away. But putting the shapes, now it's more challenging. So that's how this, all of this is when you have an individual license. So you would have to add that. Anyway, thank you very much. And if you have any questions, you can go to info@SpanishForKids.com. I think our website is over here. This is our website is SpanishForKids.com. This is our phone number, 512-219-0225, if you want to speak with me. And if you want to ask any questions, just go to info@SpanishForKids.com. My name is Leticia Smith. Thank you very much for your time and for giving me the opportunity to share with you Risas y Sonrisas. Gracias, Megan.
Thank you so much, Leticia, for sharing. I'm really excited about it. You strike a really beautiful balance between giving all of that flexibility for unique learning and providing structure with those cards. And I loved that roadmap too. Giving parents who want to teach Spanish enough structure to know how to see what their child needs next and to follow the flexibility of your program. So thank you so much for sharing. I'm so excited about
Muchas gracias a ustedes, y I hope to see you in Alaska one day.
That would be so wonderful.
I would love to go there again.
Okay,
So,
thank you.
Gracias. Bye.